So the record has started, recording session. Okay, so we can start. First of all, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Mohammad Saad. I am an alumni of 2017 batch from MIT College of Engineering, BTech. And I'd like to, first of all, thank the MIT team, Rahul sir and Rashida ma'am, for giving me this opportunity to conduct a session with you guys. It is nothing but an interaction between alumni student and you can say on pursuing student. Okay, so I can start with my session today. So I will just give you my background. I have completed my BTech in 2017. After that, I have been working in building information modeling discipline, and for the last 3 years, I have been into that. 1 year, for 2 years, I have been into Mumbai, and right now I'm in Pune. So from the end of my undergraduate course, I have completely jumped into this BI, building information modeling. So I just wanted to share with you some of the things that I have explored up till now, and what I am doing right now, what are the future scopes in this, and what are the things that as a civil engineer or at a whatever engineer you are, mechanical, electrical, or an architect, you should be going, and you should be walking and running with the society that is developing around us. So as you can see on the screen, building information modeling. So why I've taken this all the three letters in three different colors, because as the name indicates, it is building information modeling. So what it is indicating, that we are modeling a building, and we are collecting the information of it. This is the basic thing that you need to, that someone understands by the term basic information modeling. Okay. So the next thing is, as a student, the question arises to us: what is a BIM? Actually, what is a BIM? So many people are confused with it. Don't worry, I was also confused with it at your stage. So what is actually a BIM? So BIM, what we have considered up till now, just we have seen like BIM is a software. Actually, BIM is a not a software. It can be called as a process. So a process, I'll just give you the definition of it according to my understanding. It is a process in which we try to create the information of a building, we try to create the model of a building, and we try to keep and proceed our construction through that information. And that information starts from the very first day of the planning till the last execution completion of that particular building. So this is basically basic thing which we need to understand as we are talking about the BIM. So BIM is just a heading. You just need to understand it is not a software. It is a process. It is a system that works with the engineers. I'm sorry, I'm getting a disturbance. Yes.
हेलो साथ सर.
Yeah.
साथ
Yes.
सर.
Yes, sir.
सर वो अनम्यूट पार्टिसिपेंट अनम्यूट नहीं कर सकते खुद को, वैसा कर दो.
Yeah. Okay.
किरण, अनम्यूट योरसेल्फ. किया साथ सर?
Just a minute, sir. मैं देख रहा हूँ कहाँ है. Participants.
उसमें सेटिंग में जाके म्यूट ऑल करना है और पार्टिसिपेंट अपने आप को अनम्यूट नहीं कर सकते, ऐसा करना है उसको.
Done.
किरण को म्यूट कर दो, म्यूट ऑल कर दो. पार्टिसिपेंट में जाके म्यूट ऑन कर दो.
Okay, sir, done. Okay, so we'll proceed. So this was the basic introduction of that BIM. It is, again, I will just tell you in a short. It is not a software. Just remember this thing. It is a process. It is a system that works around the construction phase and around the construction phase of an engineer. Okay, so if we push to the next point, like if, right now we have understood like what is BIM. Now we will understand what are the things that are included in BIM. So there are different softwares that are included in BIM. Okay, so as many of the people know, there are basic softwares like AutoCAD, Revit. These are softwares for AutoCAD, Revit. These are common platform software. 3ds Max, SolidWorks. 3ds Max is an architectural software in which we draw, model or render conceptual drawings. SolidWorks CATIA is a software which is used by mechanical engineers. Okay, and Tekla SDS2. If you may have heard these softwares are used by the civil engineers, in which we do the detailed erection drawings of hot rolled steel members. These are majorly used on the large scale construction projects, which are directly dependent on steel structures. And these are just the basic softwares I just wanted to introduce with you. And there are many more softwares apart from this that different engineers also use. We also use as a civil engineer. And yeah, so this was the softwares that is included in BIM. The thing I wanted to show you is the software is included into a BIM. A BIM is a not a software. The BIM is a term in which the softwares are included. Okay, so next thing we'll push to what? Okay, so there will be a question like why should we do BIM? What is the future of BIM? This question arises in your mind. Okay, so basically BIM is the future. I will tell you frankly, in my last 3 years experience, I have seen the growth of the industry, of the construction industry, or whatever you can say, around this engineers are completely going into digitalization. So the future of BIM is at a peak. Okay, so as Indians, like I will just give you an what you can say differentiate between our country and different countries how they are adopting BIM. So for the past 3 years, I have been working on international projects. So majorly I've been working on international projects. So the BIM is mandatory there. But if you're talking about India, many people don't know what is actually BIM. So this is the major difference that we are facing here in our country. So the problem is we are not able, we are not accepting to adapt to the changes that are happening in our environment. So if we are talking about like the United States or Canada or UK or Spain, so what the names which I took right now of the countries, they have the major influence of BIM in their countries. So the BIM is so important there. I'll just give you an example. The BIM is so important there. In every construction process, it is mandatory for you to go through a BIM software, and you should be documenting your submittal drawings. You should be documenting your uh, construction permit drawings on your to your government authority on BIM. So it has made the countries there has made this thing very mandatory with them. So, but if we are talking about this side, what we are talking about Southeast Asia, we have not like adopted this thing up till now, but it is growing. I will tell you, this thing is growing now in Mumbai, in major cities. This thing is developing. Many higher. Wait, just a minute. Okay. Okay. So many higher companies that are MNC companies are trying to adopt BIM processes within them, and they are accepting it now. They are looking for a change. So the baseline is we'll have to go with the surroundings with us. We have to adapt, and this is the future, guys. The IM is the future, and whatever the things are going through will be going through BIM in the future. So okay, so let's talk about more about BIM. Okay, so there are different tools, you can say tools, and there are some standards which are used in BIM. Okay, so there are some BIM standards which are made by different you can say higher authority BIM countries, where this that what you can say, where this BIM has raised to a peak. So if you are talking about UK, United Kingdom, they have a standards, BIM standards, and they work in their country according to that standards. So it is called, majorly it is segregated into called as a level of development or a level of detail. So if you are in a BIM industry, you will be going through this term very frequently. LOD, it is LOD 100, it is LOD 200, it is LOD 500. So basically, LOD is nothing but a level of development, or you can say level of detail. So as the name indicates, it is the development, the detailing, the development of a particular element at which level. So the standards which this organization has made is like LOD 100 to majorly LOD 500. So everything runs between LOD 100 to LOD 500. So someone will ask me, sir, what is LOD 100? So level of development 100 means that you are working on a Revit model or any model. I'm not talking about only Revit. We are talking about LOD. We are talking about LOD 100 on any of the softwares, BIM softwares. So, which is in a conceptual stage. What I mean a conceptual stage is before designing. Before designing, when a designer designs something, before that he just creates a conceptual thing within his mind or within a paper, that is called as a conceptual model or a conceptual data that is created. So that level of LOD that we create in a software, it is called as a conceptual stage, and it is called as a LOD 100. So whenever if you are in a BIM industry, there will be a term like you are working on a which level. So if someone asks me, I will say, yeah, we are working on a LOD 100 level right now. So further on, we will move to LOD 500. So LOD, there are LOD 100, then is LOD 200, 250, 300, 350, 400, 450, 500. So there is a hierarchy. So this levels increases as the detailing of that particular structural model increases. So LOD 500 is as built drawings. This is the drawings. This is the model which is created in Revit. I'm giving an example. This is a model which is created in Revit. It is exactly up to the mark after the completion of the building. Like first we have created only a conception, but LOD 500 model is nothing but a model which is containing the details, the information of the building exactly which is present in that building, whether it is quantities, whether it is like a project management, like time, how much time it took to complete, and yeah, there are many more things that can be discussed, but I just wanted to give you an overview how the things are working. So as built drawings, as you know, So as-built drawings is nothing but in LOD 500 in a BIM term, that is LOD 500 model, which is the drawings which are extracted from LOD 500 model through Revit. So this is the basic thing. LOD 100 to LOD 500. Just need to remember this thing. Yeah. Okay. So this were the basic terminologies. Sorry. Okay. Some more things I want to discuss with you right now. Okay. So one more thing I just skipped, that term collaboration and BIM standards. When we are talking about collaboration, if you can see on the screen here, why I wrote collaboration. Collaboration, if you every people may understand this, collaboration is nothing but working together as a team. So the most major pro of Revit software or Autodesk software is like we can work in a collaboration. Like if I am talking about, if I give you an example, like if I'm working on a Revit model, maybe it's whatever XYZ project. So we can work 100 to 500 to 1000 people at a single time. That's what I'm trying to, that's what the collaboration is related to. Like we can collaborate, we can work together on a single project. Just try to remember, on a single project, on a single file, we are working 10 to 15 to 50, 100, as many as people on a single project. And those work can be divided into different categories and to different people according to their experiences. Like architectural team, there will be a one model. So at 10 people will be working on an architectural model, 10 people will be working on a structural model, and just suppose 10 to 15 people will be working on MEP models, mechanical, electrical, plumbing. So this is the term that is related to collaboration. If when we are talking in a BIM company, okay. The next thing is how the Revit has influenced in structural analysis. Okay, so there are Revit plugins. If someone knows, if someone might be knowing this, if you are talking about Revit, there are plugins in there. Okay, there are nothing but the add-ins that are present there, in which we can create a model. We can create a simple model, and after that, by through that plugin, we can do the structural analysis part also. So this is the advantage of working in an Autodesk environment. And there are different plugins. I'll just show you. This is my Revit. I'll just open a sample file here and I'll show you. So I'm opening in an architectural sample model, which is already present in my Revit software. Okay, so till the model opens, more things we can discuss right now. What are the hierarchies in BIM industry? Okay, so I think guys 10 minutes are left. So if the Zoom meeting ends, we'll connect back. Okay, so okay, yeah. So we'll talk about the hierarchy in BIM industry, how the hierarchy works. So suppose if someone has joined a BIM industry, first of all, the first stage level, the first stage he will be put on is a BIM modeler or a BIM engineer, in which his duties will be to do the BIM modeling part. His duties will be to create the 3D model according as per the CAD input which he has given, which the company has given to him. So this is the hierarchies that I'm talking about. First is a BIM modeler or a BIM engineer. After that, you will proceed to a stage which is called as a BIM coordinator. A coordinator is a BIM coordinator is a person who coordinates different disciplines. He is not he is not stuck to a only single discipline like only architecture or only structure. A BIM coordinator work has to coordinate all the disciplines in a Revit model, uh, coordinate architectural model, to coordinate structural model, and coordinate MEPF model, mechanical, electrical, plumbing, firefighting model in a single model, to look for the clashes, to resolve the issues, to work with the team, to work with the junior BIM modelers. So this is his part of role. After BIM coordinator, there is a hierarchy, there is a position for a BIM manager. So this is the topmost level of a BIM industry person. So this person, this duty of a person, of a manager, sorry. Okay, so we are talking about BIM manager. So his responsibilities are from scratch, like from starting of tendering purpose or pitching purpose for the client for the projects till the execution and till the you can say the last level of as-built drawings after the completion of your model. So the highest position is BIM manager, and this is the hierarchies. So first, as we talk about BIM modeler or a BIM engineer, after that there is a BIM coordinator, and above BIM coordinator there is BIM manager. This is the topmost position. Okay. Yeah. So if someone has already worked on Revit or seen Revit, he might be knowing like how the interface is like that. Uh, I'll just give you a quick description, like what does actually Revit do? Because for the last my couple of years, I've been working on this software only, probably mainly on AutoCAD and Revit, and this and some of the design tools also, which are used for the interoperability with the Revit. So if you can see here, this is a sample module. I will just go here, and if you see a 3D view, this is a 3D model, a sample 3D model, which has been created already by the Autodesk. Okay, so just I wanted to show you one thing here. Suppose this is my wall. I have created a wall here, or maybe there is a wall here. So what does information part in building information modeling tool represents for? If I select this wall, if you see here properties, basic wall, it's a basic wall that you can create as per your requirement in Revit. This is a modeling part. That is a different part. We are not going into a modeling part right now. I'm just giving that overview of like what the things are in Revit and what are the tools and terminologies. So if I select this wall, and if I see in properties, in the edit type, if you go in this edit type, so the information part that we are talking about is nothing but the information, the collected information of that particular element that we have selected. Like if I have suppose selected a wall, so here if you can see here, the Revit has given us some parameters like heat transfer coefficients, thermal resistance, thermal mass, absorptions, roughness. These are nothing but the information of that particular element. So when we are talking about BIM, building information modeling, what we are doing, we are modeling a particular element, and we are collecting and storing an information of that particular element into a Revit model. So if you can see here, like if I am working on a project, live project, and I am creating a model, I am creating a normal wall. So when I have created a wall, there must be some standards of that country, of that locality for for the thermal heat resistance, or you can say roughness, you can just put in there. Kulkarni, Pranav, Prakash, I'm not unable to see Revit model. Others guys can see. Can you just confirm me? Okay. Thank you, Rishikesh. I don't know why it is getting problem with you, because other guys can see my Revit model. I think you may just try once again by reconnecting with the Zoom ID. Okay, so I'll continue. So this is the thing that you need to understand when you are working on a BIM industry. So when we are working on a model, suppose we have just as I have shown you, if I've selected a wall, then what are the information, what are the properties of that particular element that is stored into the model. And if the people who might know Revit may know, we can extract the quantities also from Revit software. So that is a very excellent thing. I will just show you an example of it. These people may have extracted here. So if you can see here, shed, schedule and quantities. So if you notice here, they have placed plants there, some plants, normal plants, into the Revit model, and automatically there are some tools that we can use to extract the quantities from the Revit model directly within some of the clicks, like 2 to 4 in 2 to 4 steps. We can directly extract the quantities from a Revit model. This is the main advantage of using a Revit software, because like if I compare a Revit software with AutoCAD or Revit, okay, so in AutoCAD we can just do 2D things, 2D drawings, or we can just switch to a 3D window and do the 3D things. But when we are talking about Revit, we can do multiple things in a minutes of times. Like if we have created a single wall, we can create the sections through it. We can create the elevations through it. We can extract the quantities through it. We can render it for an architectural perspective. And there are many things we can do it at a single time. So this is the main advantage of using a Revit software.
Sir,
yeah, go ahead.
sorry to interrupt you, sir. Sir, I just wanted to tell you that, sir. But the problem we are facing right now, sir, we are only seeing the screen right now on the screen. We are not able to see the Revit which you are teaching right. We are only seeing the screen. What
Okay.
is the future of BM? That's it. The only one slide.
Okay, just hold on. I think now you'll be able to see. Hello? Is it visible?
Yeah, now it's fine, sir. Now it's fine. Now everyone is able to see the screen.
Oh,
Now it's okay, sir.
okay, thank you.